All right. Good evening, football fans. Big Al here on this Tuesday, October 28th, 2025, and welcome to the Week 10 College Football Rankings. As we'll be taking a look at both the Associated Press Top 25 poll and the AFCA Coaches poll. All right, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, ring the bell, and get notified every time I go live. And then after this video, I'll go right into the Week 10 college football television schedule. There are some games that I think are on right now, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll get into that schedule after we run through these rankings, beginning with the AEP Top 25 College Football Poll entering week number 10. No change with the top 6 teams in the AP poll this week, as the Ohio State Buckeyes hold down the number 1 spot once again. 7-0 record, 1,633 points, and 54 first place votes. They were off in week 9, but they're back at it against Penn State. Holding steady at number 2 are the Indiana Hoosiers. 8-0 record, 1,589 points, and 11 first place votes. They blew the doors off UCLA 56-6 last week, and this time around they're visiting the Maryland Terrapins. Steady at number 3 are the Texas A&M Aggies. 8-0 record, 1,523 points, and 1 first place vote. They took care of business against LSU 49-25, and they are off this week. No change at number 4 with the Alabama Crimson Tide. 7-1 record, 1,445 points. They held off South Carolina 29-22, and this week they are off. At number 5 are the Georgia Bulldogs. 6-1 record, 1,359 points. They were off last week, but back at it against Florida. And steady at number 6 are the Oregon Ducks. 7-1 record, 1,249 points. They took care of slumping Wisconsin 21-7, and they are off this week. Number 7 is where you see the first movement, as the Ole Miss Running Rebels move up 1 spot to number 7. 7-1 record, 1,212 points. They beat Oklahoma in Norman 34-26, and this week they're back home hosting South Carolina. Trading places with Ole Miss and moving down 1 spot to number 8 are the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. 8-0 record, 1,172 points. They blew out Syracuse 41-16, and this week they visit Raleigh to play NC State. Up 1 spot to number 9, the Vanderbilt Commodores. 7-1 record, 1,098 points. They held off Missouri in a defensive battle, 17-10. And they're about to get tested against the Texas Longhorns. We'll tell you where they are in a little bit. Up 1 spot to number 10, the BYU Cougars. 8-0 record, 1,069 points. They won at Iowa State 41-27, and they are off this week. Moving down 1 spot to number 10 are the Miami Hurricanes, who are actually tied with BYU. They're at 6-1 with 1,069 points. They moved down despite a 42-7 win at home against Stanford this week. They are at SMU. Holding steady at number 12 are the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. 5-2 record, 944 points. They were off last week. This week they travel to Boston College. Moving up 1 spot to number 13, the Texas Tech Red Raiders. 7-1 record, 876 points. They shut out Oklahoma State 42-0, and this week they visit Kansas State. Moving up 3 spots to number 14 are the Tennessee Volunteers. 6-2 record, 684 points. They defeated Kentucky 56-34. They're back at home hosting Oklahoma, and I'll tell you where the Sooners are shortly. Up 1 spot to number 15, the Virginia Cavaliers. 7-1 record, 660 points. They beat North Carolina 17-16. This week, they are at Cal. Crazy Cajuns in the house. What's poppin', bro? Up 3 spots to number 16 are the Louisville Cardinals. 6-1 record, 647 points. They took care of business, beating Boston College 38-24. This week, they are at Virginia Tech. The Cincinnati Bearcats are tied for the biggest jump in the AP poll this week, moving up 4 spots to number 17. 7-1 record, 609 points. They beat Baylor last week 41-20, and this week they visit Utah. We'll tell you where Utah ended up in the rankings shortly. Meanwhile, the biggest drop in the AP poll is the Oklahoma Sooners, down 5 spots to number 18. 6-2 record, 485 points. They lost to Ole Miss at home last week, 34-26, and this week they visit Tennessee. Down 4 spots to number 19 are the Missouri Tigers. 6-2 record, 447 points. They lost at Vanderbilt last week, 17-10, and they are off this week. Up 2 spots to number 20 are the aforementioned Texas Longhorns. 6-2 record, 371 points. They held off Mississippi State on the road, 45-38. Now they're headed home to host 9th-ranked Vanderbilt. Also tied with the biggest jump this week in the AP poll are the Michigan Wolverines, up 4 spots to number 21. 6-2 record, 264 points. They beat Michigan State 31-20 to retain the Paul Bunyan Trophy, and this week they will host the Purdue Boilermakers. The last 4 teams in the AP are all newcomers. Some are returning to the polls. Houston is a newcomer. The Cougars are at number 22. 7-1 record, 256 points. They beat then 24th ranked Arizona State 24-16 in Tempe, and this week they're back at home to host West Virginia. New at number 23 are the USC Trojans, who are returning. 5-2 record, 215 points. They were off last week, and this week they visit Nebraska. That's good. I'm chilling too. The Utah Utes are new at number 24. 6-2 record, 162 points. They hammered Colorado 53-7. Their homestand continues against number 17 Cincinnati. And back in the rankings after a 1-week hiatus are the Memphis Tigers at number 25. 7-1 record, 130 points. They held off South Florida 34-31, and this week they visit Houston to play Rice. That's the Owls, by the way. 4 teams dropped from the rankings this week, including the South Florida Bulls, previously at number 18. I just said that they lost to Memphis. LSU, previously at number 20, is out. Illinois, previously at 23. And Arizona State, previously at 24. Others receiving votes include Navy with 86 points, the Tulane Green Wave with 59, the Washington Huskies with 46, the Iowa Hawkeyes with 27, the South Florida Bulls getting 22 points. Then it's the San Diego State Aztecs with 14, the LSU Tigers with 11, the James Madison Colonials with 9 points, the North Texas Mean Green with 4 points, Illinois with 3, and Pittsburgh with 1. So that's a look at the AP poll. Now let's jump into the AFCA coaches poll entering week number 10. Okay. Now the top 10 remains the same, the exact same teams, the exact same order. Yeah, I didn't see it, but I did hear that Brian Kelly got fired. That's going to be an attractive job this offseason. That's for sure. All right, so the top 10 remains the same in the coaches poll. Ohio State is still number 1, 7-0 record, 1,598 points, and 62 first place votes. Indiana stays at number 2, 8-0 record, 1,524 points. Texas A&M remains at number 3, 8-0 record, 1,478 points, and 2 first place votes. Alabama is number 4, 7-1 record, 1,381 points. Followed by Georgia at number 5, 8-1 record, 1,331 points. Number 6 is Oregon, 7-1 record, 1,254 points. 7 is Georgia Tech, 8-0 record, 1,183 points. Number 8 is Ole Miss, 7-1 record, 1,173 points. Then it's Miami at number 9, 6-1 record, 1,029 points. And BYU at number 10, 8-0 record, 1,023 points. The first movement in the polls comes from Vanderbilt, up 1 spot to number 11, 7-1 record, 1,004 points. Notre Dame is also up a spot to number 12, 5-2 record, 849 points. Up 2 spots to number 13 is Texas Tech, 7-1 record, 845 points. Number 14, moving up 3 spots, is Tennessee, 6-2 record, 683 points. Virginia moves up 1 to number 15, 7-1 record, 658 points. Then it's Cincinnati with the biggest jump in the coaches poll, up 5 spots to number 16. 7-1 record, 565 points. Also with the biggest jump are the Louisville Cardinals, up 5 spots to number 17. 6-1 record, 544 points. The biggest drop is Oklahoma, down 7 spots to number 18. 6-2 record, 495 points. Texas moves down a spot to number 19. 6-2 record, 456 points. Missouri drops 6 spots to number 20. 6-2 record, 423 points. Michigan moves up 3 spots to number 21. 6-2 record, 302 points. Houston returns at number 22. 7-1 record, 215 points. Navy, the midshipmen, entered the coaches poll at number 23. 7-0 record, 144 points. They defeated Florida Atlantic 42-32, and this week they visit North Texas. Utah returns to the coaches poll at number 24. 6-2 record, 129 points. And number 25 also returning are the Memphis Tigers. 7-1 record, 105 points. I was a bigger fan of Coach O than I ever was of Brian Kelly. Yeah, Orgeron was fun. I loved his press conferences. All right. So just as 4 teams fell from the AP poll, the same 4 teams fell from the coaches poll. LSU from number 19, South Florida from number 20, Illinois from number 23, and Arizona State from number 25. Others receiving votes include Iowa with 85 points, USC with 77, Tulane with 65, Washington with 60, South Florida 24, LSU 19, James Madison 18, Pittsburgh 15, San Diego State 14, North Texas 11, TCU 7, UNLV 6, Nebraska 4, Arizona State 2, Wake Forest and Boise State each with 1 point. So those are the college football rankings going into week 10 of the season. And I will be back in just a few moments with the week 10 college football television schedule and the announcers for every game this week. So join me for that shortly. Like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, ring the bell, and get notified every time I go live. Big Al signing off for now. Thanks for watching and enjoy the pigskin. Peace out.